What's up, y'all? This your boy Robert from Dad Needs to Talk, and that's what we're gonna be doing. Just talking. I wanted to do just one final send off for 2021, both for y'all, but primarily for myself, as kind of a way to make a little time capsule of this moment in time of my life and my journey. So, I'm gonna try not to make it be too long, but I do hope that y'all will listen. So, pretty much as what I've titled this, Broken Equivalent Exchange. As many of y'all know, I love Fullmetal Alchemist. It is my all-time favorite series. You got a freaking Ouroboros tattoo on my shoulder. Love it. And we all know, the law of equivalent exchange. In order to gain something of equal or greater value must be given. And I feel like this year is the definition of that for me personally. So I just wanted to just kind of just, like I said, just talk with y'all and just kind of look back on this year, both the good and the bad. And I hope that anybody that is watching this or listening to this is kind of like I said, a time capsule to kind of give you a speedy version of me, of Robert, the guy behind Dad Needs to Talk, the voice behind Dad Needs to Talk. Just because there's a lot of stuff that goes on. I don't talk about every freaking thing that happens. Because if I talked about every single thing, every single struggle that I've gone through in this year alone, y'all would be like, man, why are you still podcasting? You got more important things you probably should be taking care of. But I do this because I love it, and it's also a form of therapy for me. So I'm going to try not to belabor the point, won't try to go too long, but just in case, and forgive me for some of y'all that that have been here this whole time, that already know all the stories and stuff, but in order for me to do this properly, to kind of talk about some stuff, put some stuff behind me, and also I just want to say up front also, this will not just be a full Sad Town episode, mini episode. This is both to look back on the bad, crazy life stuff that's happened, as well as the good that has come out of this year as well. So, to start off, we need to go back a little bit before 2021 began to the end of 2020. Yeah, the end of 2020. Because as most of y'all know, the reason going for me starting this podcast originally was because I was dealing with a lot of built up grief and life stuff going on. So, here we go. October 2020, my older sister passed away. 2 days before Christmas of 2020, my wife's grandfather, who was basically her father, passed away. And we also had some other crazy stuff going on, health concern wise with the kids, mixed in there that I would not go into, but just know stuff happened. Fast forward to start of 2021. Had my birthday, was kind of okay, but of course still kind of sad a little bit from the end of 2020. Then the end of January of 2021, my mother passed away. Then we had the hellish Texas snow apocalypse that happened a couple weeks prior to that, or a couple weeks after that, I should say. And also, while all this is going on, keep in mind this is during a time to where I am a contractor at my job, so I did not have bereavement time. I did not have PTO. So I took what days I could here and there to try to, get through my sister's situation. I took even longer off. I just was like, you know what? Screw it. I need the time because this is too much. And so that started another issue, which was financial woes that have continued to follow me through the end of this year. Just because, hey, you miss a few days here and there on one check, a couple more, or on one pay period, then I pretty much between my mother passing and then the snowstorm happening, I pretty much missed close to a month of work. And fast forward a little bit more, then to some good stuff where, you know, um, started the podcast, middle of March, got things going there, and just kind of fast forward because I kind of want to get all the bad stuff out the way up front, so I can move on to the more positive stuff. Or maybe not necessarily like 100% bad, but just stuff that just kind of just worried me a lot. Um, During the summer, my daughter, my oldest daughter, does track. She went to state again, but I felt like I failed as a father in some aspects because we kind of mismanaged time horribly. Barely made it there to her track meet. Like literally, we pulled in the parking lot and my wife had to jump out the car while I was still trying to find a place to park, running her into the stadium literally right before the gun shot off for her state meet, her first state meet. I felt horrible. The coaches got onto us, was like, yo, are y'all even serious about this? Da 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 da. And it's like, obviously we were serious about this because, my daughter's 12, 11 at the time. She's been doing track since she was 5. Of course we are serious about this, but I do also understand, the coaches' points and stuff, whatever. And of course I felt horrible as a dad of like, man, we missed all of the previous year because of COVID and stuff. She came back strong, dominating, like she didn't even miss a year. And then I dropped the ball as a parent there at the finish line, almost literally. And she didn't place good in that race or whatever. And I just feel like, okay, she's in this long car ride, because it was like a 8 hour, however long car ride or whatever. So, being in the car that long all day, then just no time to warm up or whatever. Anywho, that happened. Um, and then of course, in the mixture of all this stuff going on or whatever, like still being reminded of stuff of like my mother and sister, because we went through Mother's Day. That was tough. Kind of the first time I had to deal with, coming back from a weekend and somebody at work unintentionally, of course, hey, just stuff to slip up. It was like, hey, bud, how was your Mother's Day? And then he remembered and he was like, sorry, dude. I'm like, I understand. Hey, it is what it is. Then, of course, went through my mother's birthday, went through my sister's birthday, and here we are at the holidays again. And things are starting to build up to look good. Then, unfortunately, both my wife and Vash tested positive for COVID. That was bad enough on its own, but it was even worse because we no symptoms or nothing started showing until after Vash and the other kids were gone to their great grandmother's house with a bunch of their other cousins for the Christmas break. So now that spread to other kids in the house. It was a crap show. Luckily, I didn't get it. I had some minor stuff, but never, got it myself. Now, wrapping up the year, everybody's good and healthy and stuff, but it's just like, can we freaking catch a break this year? Um, but, and so once again, dealing with this crazy life situation, and now I did recently, just get switched over full time to my job, but of course, basically starting from fresh, new employee, I have no PTO, so I've pretty much missed the last like 2 weeks of work. And yeah, so it's just been like a roller coaster of a year, as far as that stuff goes. My grandfather also passed away. My father's dad, passed away a couple of days before Christmas. So, and it's like I can't even go be with the family and stuff, or I couldn't go and be with the family because I believe his services will be on, actually on the day this is going up on New Year's Eve. You know, I just couldn't do anything. But yeah, so this year has been super rough, and like I said, I'm not, and I know people say this stuff all the time, but it's like I'm not saying this for a woe is me and all this stuff, because I know we have all gone through some crazy stuff this year. It has been a wild year, last couple of years for everybody. But like I said, this is just me talking. Just want y'all to know more about me and just like I said, the person behind Dad Needs to Talk. But through all the craziness, through all the insanity that has happened in the last year and some change, through that, through these dark times, to be honest, and rough times, I am very appreciative of this podcast and all the amazing people and things that it has brought into my life over this short time. I haven't even, I probably sound like a broken record, but I haven't even, still haven't been doing this for a year yet at this point. It's been maybe like 8, 9 months. Um, but I have gone so far beyond anything I could have ever hoped or dreamed of doing with this. Because, like I said, I started this podcast just because I was like, I'm going crazy. I'm buried in so much grief and sadness, and it's like I was getting lost, and it was like if I don't do something, it's gonna get worse. And so I made a choice to grab life by the horns and start this. And I have gotten to meet so many amazing people, and the fact that not only am I still doing this 9 months later, but I'm also doing it in video and have sometimes little fancy stuff, have music and all this other stuff along with it is truly amazing. And along the way of this journey, so many of y'all have reached out to me, have connected with me in so many ways from it's like I've been brought into the fold in so many circles. I am part of so many freaking different circles online. It is so humbling, and I feel so much love and warmth from the community because I have people reaching out being like, yo, another black content creator, yo, another dad, a black dad, another parent that's talking about manga and nerd stuff and kids and stuff like that too. It's like I'm in an awesome group of podcast community. I'm considered a manga tuber. I'm in a Discord, a bunch of other dope manga tubers. Uh, all types of awesome circles, just content creators and dads doing content, blurs doing content. I am part of it all. And along the way, and of course I can't thank every single person, but I do definitely want to kind of point out some people. Um, Kendra, the host of the My Hero Academia podcast, MHA Pod, she was the first person that reached out and offered me to come onto her show. And that was my first sign of just putting my wishes out into the world and shooting my shot and it working. Because I literally just commented underneath one of her podcast episodes, was like, yeah, it'd be really dope to be on your podcast someday. I'm thinking like a year plus. And within a matter of days, weeks, she reached out, said, cool, you seem cool, want to have you on. Within a matter of weeks, I was on, and I've been on there over a dozen times at this point. Uh, the host of, and forget the language, but the host of Let Me Tell You Something, Bitch. She goes by Roy, ROI, as her alias. Uh, you have been a constant friend there for me because, you know, we connected because, you know, she also went through, or she has gone through what I've been going through with losing a parent, you know, years back in the past. So we kind of bonded over that, and you know, she continues to be somebody I can reach out to and speak with. To my homie Steve, aka Scuba Steve, from Inside the Mind of a Blurry podcast. Um, you've extended your arm of friendship and brotherhood to me, man, because we've also been able to bond and talk about similar stuff, you know, of losing people as well as us being able to bond over being a dad, dads in this space and stuff. Um, the homies over at Kami House Podcasts, Crystal, Bilal, and Ren. Y'all show me so much love all the freaking time, and I can't thank y'all enough. Shout out to Lisa from Wonder of Anime Podcast and her creating a safe space within the community for a lot of us to talk and uh, share stuff with and just get to just be relaxed and be ourselves around. And to uh, my young homie Chris from Anime Gensho, uh, we've bonded. We have done some podcasts together, and we also bond over basketball because he's finishing up high school as of this time of this recording. Um, and but he does amazing work on his podcast, and while still going to school, taking college classes, and playing basketball at a high level. And we talk about him playing basketball, my kids playing basketball, and just so many more people, just along the way that has been there for me, to my family, to my wife, to my kids, to my close friends, my homie Gooch. If you're checking out, listen to this, man. I love you and your family like no other. And I appreciate you, even though we might not talk all the time or as frequent as I would like, you do keep up with me. I know you keep up with the podcast. One of the first people to be listening every time I post something, so I appreciate you, bro. Um, and yeah, just so many people to, if my nephew Isaiah or any of my nieces and nephews are listening to me, love you so much. Thank y'all for checking up on me, keeping me sane. Um, Cousins, Destiny, if you out there, I hope you are safe. We need to catch up. And yeah, and the list can go on and on, but yeah, like I said, just through this community, through all these amazing people, and so much more to me kind of coming out my comfort zone a bit and going to my first anime convention at Anime Dallas, meeting dope people there, learning about a dope local thing called Dallas Podcast Fest, and going to that, meeting more people, networking and connecting. And yeah, it has just been such a, like I said, sometimes the balance feels off sometimes this year with the amount of bad and crazy stuff that's happened to the amazing things that have happened. And shout out to my manga collection because me collecting manga has been another way of keeping my sanity this year. I have found comfort in the books um, and my hobbies and stuff in general. Like I said, from doing this podcast to going out manga shopping, because going out, and I've talked about it before, but going out into a bookstore, Books A Million, Barnes and Nobles, half-price books, wherever, and just being alone, surrounded by lots of manga, and the little interactions that I've had along the way, the people that I've met along the way in those areas and stuff. Thank you all just so freaking much from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, I just, like I said, I just wanted just to kind of say this stuff, just to kind of get it off my chest, to show some love and appreciation to all the awesome people in the community. The fact that I've had over 2,800 downloads on my podcast, to I've hit 68 subscribers on on the YouTube channel, and it's just like, thank y'all for sticking with me, for finding me, for reaching out to me. It means the world to me. And yeah, I just want, like I said, I just wanted just to do this as a time capsule for myself, for those of y'all that might find this, whether you're listening to it at the time it comes out, or if you're a new listener that found me years later and you're going back through the catalog just to see the journey of, because who knows where I'm going to be at this time next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, who knows. But hopefully, if you found me in the future and you're going back through my catalog, I hope you see this time capsule of this journey that I'm on, this journey that I have been on. And like I said, though there have been many rocky moments, many unsure moments of uncertainty, it has not all been bad. Like I said, there have been so many just moments of light and hope. And like I said, a big part of that is y'all, the community, friends, family, everything across the board. Because y'all keep me going, y'all keep me sane. When things look dire in life and I'm listening to y'all's podcasts and content and stuff, and somebody gives me a shout out, it just like brightens my day, warms my heart. Or somebody, tweets at me, DMs me, emails me, whatever, and it's just like, yo, glad I found you. You do dope stuff. I appreciate you, what you're doing. It just means the world to me. And another big thing I did this year was I got to freaking talk to a damn a college class about everything that I do. I'm still a noob at this, but it's like guess I'm doing something well enough to where somebody trusts me to impart the knowledge that I have gained so far to more people. And yeah, like I said, it's just very humbling, and looking forward to seeing where we are when, hopefully, because this would be something I would love to do on a yearly basis, fingers crossed. But I would love to kind of look back at this in the future, even a year from now, saying, okay, where's Robert at the end of 2022? Where's Robert at the end of 2025, 2030, so on and so forth. And yeah, like I said, especially if this is in the future and you're finding this, comment on this video, because I would love to see like comments kind of tracking people that might find this across time as we go on. And yeah, and that's pretty much gonna do it. Like I said, I just didn't want to go too long, but I do want to say once again, thank you for listening, watching, however you're consuming this, and thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. 2021 and some change, you try to take me out on multiple occasions, but Robert is still here. I'm still going strong because I have faith in myself. I have people behind me. I have the community behind me. I have friends and family behind me, pushing me to keep going. And that's what I'm going to do. Keep going. Because throughout all the bad, there is good along the way. And with that, just want to end with a couple little quotes. or just mainly one, for one of my favorite games of all time, Last of Us. And it's just simply, when you're lost in the darkness, look for the light. And that is what I will continue to do. And I hope all of y'all, if y'all have had a rough year, a rough time, just keep pushing forward. Do not give up. We will make it through this. And we will march forward into a new year. And hopefully better opportunities and a better life. And y'all have an awesome day. If you're watching this when it posts, have an awesome New Year's. And I'll see y'all in 2022. Love y'all.